Hi everybody, this is Sascha Segan from PCMag.com here at the Samsung booth at Mobile World Congress with the Samsung Galaxy S7 right here and the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge right here. Now I'm going to play with these phones for a little while, but what I really want to do is take questions from all of you about Samsung's new flagship devices. Now, first of all, this is the first time that I've done one of these live streams from a show. It's the first time we've done one of these live stream Q&As. And if you can hear me, please tell me in the comments. I am not 100% sure anything is working. Great, we've got our first question. When will the S7 be on the market? It will be on the market on March 11th. There will be a rollout across the world, but the first markets will get it on March 11th. Where is the LG G5? I'm doing that one tomorrow. So if you come back tomorrow at the same time, you'll see the LG G5 and I'll show that on the device. Thanks for saying that you can hear me. Okay, so let's walk through the S7 a bit. And now I have a Galaxy Note 5 here to compare it to. Now, as you can see, the S7 and the Note 5's designs very, very similar. We have a similar glass back. This is still a 5.1-inch Quad HD screen. Price varies by region, by country, even by carrier in the US. But typically it is around the $650 mark. What makes it stand out from the iPhone 6s? It's Android, not iOS. I mean, that's what I always say about these things. It's initially about the operating system. And this and the LG G5 are going to be the two fanciest Android phones that you can find. Now you'll notice that the camera bump is flatter than it was on the Galaxy S6. There's a 12 megapixel camera with really good low light functioning. And they were showing me using a Skinner box, that's a black box, how it focuses really quickly in low light. Let me see if I can call up the camera now and we'll do a test of the low light focusing just against the wall of this and maybe against my shoulder or something. I'm calling up the camera. Now we're in low light. You can see me in the camera. And yeah, it is focusing really quickly in low light. And the thing is, unlike some other devices, it does a lot less of that focus pulsing in low light with video that can really distract on camera phone videos. So that's a great thing about the S7. Now, someone's asking if this is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 version. I'm going to download CPU-Z right now, and maybe we'll run a live benchmark on this S7 as you guys are watching. So I'm downloading CPU-Z, and we see in this that this is, oh, is it coming through in the camera? Not quite. It says it's a 2.6 gigahertz ARM processor. That means that this is the Exynos model. There are going to be two models of the S7 across the world, one using the Samsung Exynos processor and one using Qualcomm Snapdragon 820. We're going to get the 820 model in the US. I'm going to hand over now to the S7 Edge. Now this is the S7 Edge, and instead of a 5.1-inch screen, it has a 5.5-inch screen. Yeah, Samsung is going to release a Galaxy Note 6 later this year. It's usually around the summer or fall time frame. And the big difference with the Galaxy Note 6 is it will be even bigger and it'll have that pen functionality. Though I want to show you the new Edge functionality on the S7 Edge because it brings back some of the features that I really loved in the Note Edge that disappeared in the S6 Edge. Someone's saying, can I show you 4G speed? Not in the middle of a convention center, I can't. Okay. So I swipe open the Edge, and here I see some news headlines. And I swipe across, I see some favorite contacts. These things here, which you might not quite be able to see, are macros. They say compose message, take selfie, view bookmarks, and there are various macros. Here, I'm going to see if oh yeah, if I bring it really close to the camera, it works out. There are various macros that you can not program, but they're pre-programmed that you can select for the edge that do various things like send a message to a specific person. Now another thing that the Edge now does that the S6 didn't do is you can download more Edge panels. It's an open SDK. So you see, for instance, in the Edge store already, nope, that's not what I wanted. Well, in the Edge store already, they have a data usage panel, a RAM panel, trends from Twitter, they have CNN. Someone's saying, can I see the ruler on the Edge? And yes, absolutely you can. Let me get the ruler. Let's get the ruler panel. So now I'm looking at all of the different available Edge panels. Someone's saying, is it worth it to upgrade from the Galaxy S6 Edge to the Galaxy S7 Edge? And I think if you like this additional Edge functionality, absolutely. I think that this Edge is much more functional. Here it is with the ruler. Let's see if we can get the light balance. See, now we have a ruler on the side. How fast is 4G on this phone? I spoke to a Samsung product manager earlier, and he said that the S7 and S7 Edge are going to have 4x4 MIMO for LTE networks that support it. So I believe that's category 11, and that is theoretically, someone can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I think that's theoretically up to 450 megabits down. What it means is that it is the fastest available given current networks. Does it have a sealed battery? Yes, they absolutely have sealed batteries. They also have micro SD card slots, and let me show you the micro SD card slot. Hang on a second, I have to get out a SIM card tool. It's in my pocket. Someone's asking about the Edge Compass. It isn't calibrated, and I can't calibrate it in here. Oh, I dropped my SIM card tool. Well, it looks like I may not be able... Oh, it looks like I have two SIM card tools. You may recognize the SIM card tool as coming from the LG G5. So, if you look for the SIM card slot... Oh, that was my Note 5. No wonder I couldn't find it. If you look for the SIM card slot on this guy, here we go. The SIM card slot's on the top. Poke it in. I pop out the SIM card. And you see that the SIM slot is SIM and micro SD. So we have our micro SD jack, our micro SD slot is back. You can take memory cards. Does it have a headphone jack? Yeah, it's right here on the bottom. You can use up to the 200 gig micro SD cards that are available from SamDisk right now, but micro SD cards will in theory go up to 2 terabytes. This would support a 2 terabyte micro SD card if that existed. Can I hold it up next to an iPhone 6s? No, I don't have an iPhone 6s on me. My phone right now is the Galaxy Note 5, so that's what you've got. How's the battery life? Okay, so these guys do have bigger batteries than the S6 did. There's, I believe, a 3,000 milliamp hour battery and a 3600 in here. They also have dual format wireless charging, so they'll work with pretty much any wireless charging pad, and they have fast charging. Can I say exactly how many hours the battery life is? Not generally until we test it. How's the sound quality? Let me see if I can play a YouTube video or something on this. How about that? Can you get water into the SIM eject tool hole? Really good point. These are both IP68, so they are both essentially waterproof. There's a bottle of water over there, but I don't think I can get up without losing my microphone. But yeah, they are essentially water resistant. I'm going to get up a YouTube video here and play it through the speakers on the S7 Edge. Pricing is different in every country and every carrier, but it's typically what the S6 was. Same display as the Galaxy S6? Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. So here comes a music video. Wow, that's coming up quickly. And I'm going to play a music video here and maximum volume. We'll see how it sounds. Okay, let me give you a second, then I'll hold it up. I think I can only play like... Oh right, I hold it up to my mic. So I'm listening to music on this thing, and you know what? It's pretty much typical bottom speakers. These aren't going to be really blasty front-facing speakers, but can I hear it in this noisy convention hall? Yeah, I can hear it. Samsung Pay? Yes, it has Samsung Pay. How's the wideness of the front camera? Well, let's see. I'll show you. I'll show you yourselves on the front camera. How about that? Oh, right, that's the main camera. Let me switch the cameras. Okay. This is all of you looking at yourselves, looking at yourselves, looking at yourselves, looking at yourselves through the front camera. It's not a spectacularly wide-angle front camera, but it's pretty good. Now, how about the always-on display? Let me see if this model has the always-on display turned on. Yes, it does. So the always-on display illuminates part of the backlight of this phone. It's an IP... no, sorry, that's the LG G5. The always-on display on this is OLED, so it's actually only turning part of the display on, which you could do with OLED as opposed to with LCD. And it's showing the time and the date, battery percentage. It'll show some limited notifications information. Can the camera zoom? It doesn't have an optical zoom. It has a digital zoom, which isn't really zoom like most other cameras. Did you see my iPad Pro? Yes. Okay, so we're doing these live streams on Facebook, but Facebook can only live stream through iOS. So I've connected this iPad Pro to the Ethernet here in Samsung's booth so that I can live stream to you a Samsung phone. As you can tell, we here at PC Mag are completely platform agnostic. We use whatever is the best tool for the moment. Let's see, what else should I get up here? Let's see if I can customize the always-on display. Give me a second. Yes. So the always-on display, there's this content to show option, and I could show the clock, a calendar, or a custom image. Can you use your, the clock, meanwhile, could be all sorts of different styles in the always-on display. Can you use wireless charging? Yes, absolutely. This is a this is a dual standard wireless charging device, so you can use pretty much any wireless charger that you have around. Can you use it to make an omelet? No, because especially with the Snapdragon 820, this is going to run cooler than previous generations, than the last generation of Galaxy S6. And in fact, I can't show this to you on camera, but they showed me the internal cooling where there's a liquid cooling aisle right down here, down the inside of the phone that is helping to cool it. But it also sounds like the Snapdragon 820 will be significantly thermally better than the Snapdragon 810 and possibly better than the Exynos as well. I can't wait to get some Snapdragon 820 benchmarks done. Now, several people have been asking me to run Antutu Benchmark on this thing, and I will run Antutu Benchmark right now, live, if you give me a minute. Let's see how quickly this downloads. This is downloading so quickly that by the time I held it up to the camera, it had downloaded 6 megabytes a second. I'm also going to download speed test. So we'll see how fast this 4G network is on this thing. Downloading speed test. And okay, so let's start by speed testing this 4G network. Yes, it has fast charging, by the way. Primary and secondary camera, So the main camera, by the way, it's 12 megapixels instead of 16. Better low light performance, better focusing in low light. I have not memorized the megapixels of the front camera. This is all stuff that you can get on spec sheets. This is all stuff that you can get the spec sheet in my hands on. Okay, so now I'm doing a speed test. Let's do a speed test right now. This is LTE. And this is in the middle of a convention center where a lot of people are using LTE. And you can see that we're doing a good 40 megabits down. And now when you think of that, good 40 megabits down. And when you think of that being in the middle of a convention with 100,000 people at this convention, that's really good. This is a really fast LTE phone right here. Now you want me to run Antutu, right? You want me to run Antutu? I'll run Antutu. I got my Antutu right here. We are installing, it needs me to install the Antutu 3D Bench app, but at this speed, it downloads really quickly. How's the memory and storage? Well, while I'm downloading Antutu 3D Bench, I can show it to you. There's settings, there's storage, and we see that we have, this is a 32 gig unit. Now remember, there's also a memory card, and it's 7.27 gigs of Android and Samsung OS and bloatware. So you have a little more than 24 gigs remaining to use. Have we downloaded our 3D benchmark yet? Almost. Okay. Now it's installing. And I will start to run this benchmark. And while the benchmark is running, I can hold up the other phone and, we can do some other things with that. Here. Now remember, this is pre-production hardware and software. All the typical caveats should apply. This is not necessarily the final release of the Samsung firmware. There are going to be updates between now and March 11th. Performance might change, etc., etc., etc. Which is why I say never 100% rely on benchmarks that are made during these kinds of trade shows. I'm loading up Samsung Pay right now, by the way, and here's just the hello screen for Samsung Pay. Now it's interesting, I haven't seen any comments in a while in the feed, and I don't know if you guys are still commenting, or if something has happened with the feed, or if something has happened with my stream. This is all very exciting and very experimental. What else can I run? Let's see. I'll show you some of the camera settings. So now you can see that the camera will record 4K video. And I could actually record a 4K video right now. Let's see. So now I'm recording a 4K video of myself through this stream, which is, that's kind of peculiar. I'll play it back. We'll see how it's relatively smooth. Meanwhile, the S7 Edge down there is running the Antutu 3D benchmark very quickly. Now I'm playing back the 4K video I just recorded. Oop. And you can see it's smooth. I'm looking at it here, and you don't see through this iPad front camera, but it is super sharp, and the color saturation is terrific. I mean, these OLED screens are just so true. Now, I'm going to close out this stream once the Antutu benchmark is done, because I can't see your comments anymore. Now, one other thing that I almost just popped up, by the way, is that the Edge supports split screen view. So you can do split screen multitasking on the S7 Edge. It's getting a little bit warm, but it isn't getting really warm. It isn't getting super hot the way this Note 5 does when I'm uploading videos to Dropbox. Looks like we're about halfway done on this. I miss you guys. I don't see any more comments. I think the Facebook thread, like the Facebook client, may have run out of space for comments, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to answer some of the earlier questions while this is running. How does the performance compare to the Apple 6s Plus? Not sure. You have to get both of them side by side. What's the big difference between this and the 6 Edge Plus? This has a better, faster processor, better low-light camera. It's going to run cooler. Let me see, what are the other major things? It's running Marshmallow. We've heard that the Samsung software suite on here is going to take up significantly less battery. This has a bigger battery than the 6s Plus, I believe. I mean the Edge, the 6 Edge Plus. Oh, these product names, I know. I think sometimes that they make product names like each other just to confuse you. But should you upgrade from a 6 Plus Edge, S6 Plus Edge to this? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, the 1-year upgrades aren't always a huge jump, and this isn't necessarily a huge jump for a 1-year upgrade, the way the LG G5 is a radical switch from the LG G4, and you'll see the LG G5 tomorrow. We are 77% through with our benchmark, if you want to hang on. 80%. Let me find a couple more questions here. Are they going to have, are they fragile? I don't know. I mean, they say they're durable. They're probably no more or less fragile than a lot of other high-end devices. So we'll finish up this benchmark, and then I'll say goodbye to you folks. 87%. So tomorrow at the same time, I'm going to do the LG G5 and hopefully some other LG devices. Samsung and LG both announced a bunch of different devices here. Samsung also did a really impressive 360 camera, which does 4K 360 video as well as 30 megapixel 360 stills. And that's really about Samsung's focus on VR. A lot of companies here at MWC are talking a lot about VR. Oh, here's your benchmark, and it's going to blow your mind. Yes, that's 127,000 on Antutu. So I think that benchmark number pretty much drops the mic on the for the Galaxy S7 and the Galaxy S7 Edge. This is Sascha Segan from PCMag.com. I had a lot of fun doing this live stream with you folks here live from Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. Tomorrow we're going to be doing the LG G5 and hopefully some of LG's friends. And I really hope that you join me there. Okay, thanks again, and we'll have a review of the Galaxy S7 and the Galaxy S7 Edge, hopefully as soon as it comes to market on March 11th. Bye, folks.